Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial. My name is Agnes. In today's tutorial, I will show you how I crocheted this tank top. I have a skirt for it too, and this will be coming out next week. So if you like to make it as a whole set, then make sure you subscribe and put those notification bells on so that you don't miss out. So this is how it looks at the back. It's basically two panels joined together, and I used these materials. So this is what you're going to need. I used this yarn Mika from Volido. It is 50 grams, and I used about 1.5 skeins. So it's 51% acrylic and 49 cotton. Okay, so I used 1.5 skeins for this size. It's a size extra small. It recommends a 3.5 millimeter hook, but I will be going a size smaller, that is a 3.0 millimeter hook. You can use any other yarn that is available to you. So yeah, you also need a tape measure and scissors. And yeah, so let's begin. We'll be taking some measurements. So how we're going to work this top is, like I said, it's two panels, and this is the V stitch that we are using. So we'll work one panel first, then work the other panel, join them together, and then add these sleeves. You can make this bigger by just adding a few more rows. I just wanted it thin, but you can make this bigger on the side. So let's start. So one of the panels, this is how we're going to work. We'll work from the bottom going our way up. So you will take your bust measurements and subtract 2 inches from those bust measurements, and then divide that by 2. So for my bust measurements is 32. If I take away 2 inches, that's 30, and if I divide that by 2, that is 15 inches. So I'm going to make a foundation chain that is equivalent to 15 inches, and we will be working a multiple of 3. Okay, a multiple of 3. So that means 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, so as you can see, I have my 15 inches. All right, so it can be a little bit more, a little bit, it doesn't matter. So I have my 15 inches, and we're now going to start on row 1. So you are going to skip 3 chains, 1 2 3, and into the 4th chain you will work a double crochet. So skip 3, and into the 4th chain work a double crochet. So for the V stitch, we'll be working 2 double crochets in 1 stitch separated by 1 chain. So you're going to chain 1, and in that very same stitch you're going to make your second double crochet to make our V stitch. All right, like this. So it's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And now for our second V, so this chain 3 counts as a stitch, and then we start on the V stitches. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to skip 2 stitches, and into your 3rd stitch you're going to make your second V, which means you will make a double crochet, then chain 1, and in that very same stitch you're going to make another double crochet. So that is our V, right? And then you're going to skip 2 chains, and into the 3rd one you're going to make your another V. So you'll make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in that very same stitch. So basically this is going to be the pattern until you are getting to the end, and I will meet you once you come into the end of this row. So I'm coming to the end, and this is how it looks like so far. So I'm going to make my last V stitch. So I'll skip 2, and into the 3rd one make my V stitch. I'm confused here because I didn't count my stitches well, and I have a stitch missing, a chain missing. Anyway, that will not stop me. So I'll make this last V stitch, chain 1, And then you should be having 3 stitches left, but I only have 2 because I didn't count well, and now I'm just going to skip 1. But if you had a multiple of 3, then you should be able to skip 2 stitches and work a double crochet as your last stitch. Okay, work a double crochet as your last stitch. 1 stitch will not really change how my top looks like. Okay, so this double crochet at the beginning matches the double crochet at the end. So you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and we are going to be repeating row 2. It's a repeat of 1 row, so we are going to go straight into this V, this chain space right here. That's where we'll be working. So you'll go in there and make a V. So that means you make a double crochet, chain 1, and into that same chain space make another double crochet. Then go straight to the next chain space, make a double crochet, chain 1, make a double crochet, and you are going to be working in every chain space. Okay, so I go in between here and make a double crochet, chain 1, then double crochet. All right, don't forget and chain 1 after the V. We are only chaining 1 between the 2 double crochets making the V. Okay, and you are going to repeat this all the way to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so the V's are on top of the V's. All right, so I'm coming to the end, and this is going to be my last V stitch here. All right, and then I'm going to go on top of this chain 3 right here and leave alone this stitch. This one right here is where I will make my double crochet on top of that chain 3. So make your double crochet, and that is the end of our row 2, and we're going to be repeating this row from now on. So you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and you're going to go straight into our first V, and then you make a V. So you will go straight into this chain space here, you make a double crochet, and then you chain 1, and then make your second double crochet. Then go into your second V and make a double crochet, chain 1, make your second double crochet. So you're going to be making V's over V's, V's over V's, and just repeat this until you have about 2 inches away from your underarm, like your armpit. So 2 inch, measure from your armpit going down 2 inches below. When you have that length up to 2 inches below before your underarm, then I'll meet you so that you can start reducing. You should know that how long you want your top to be. That's from top of the shoulder all the way down. Okay, and then you're just going to keep measuring. So we are going to work straight all the way to here. This is the length from down till 2 inches before our underarm, and then we'll start to make some reductions like this, and then so I'll meet you once I have my part. So this is what I have, and this is from below where I want my top to reach, which is around my my belly button all the way up when I have 2 inches below my underarm. That's my armpit. Okay, and then now I want to start to reduce. So this is how we are going to be reducing. All right, so you are going to chain 3 just like we're doing before. And we are going to be skipping 1 V stitch. Okay, so the whole of it, we skip it all. So I will skip this V stitch here and then work in my second one right here. So skip this, go into your second V stitch, and I'm going to make a V, which means I will make a double crochet, chain 1, and in that very same space make my second double crochet. So I am going to just make a V in every previous V until I have 2 V's to go on the other side at the end, and then we'll also come and make a reduction at the end. Okay, so I will see you at the end of the row with 2 V's to go. Okay. All right, so I'm coming to the end, and we are going to work this V here as our last one, okay, because we want to skip this one. So this is going to be our last one, and I will just work it like this: double crochet, chain one, double crochet, and then go straight to the top of my chain 3 and make a double crochet. So skip this last V and go on top of the chain 3 and make a double crochet. So we reduced at the beginning, we reduced a V, and at the end we reduced a V. So we have reduced 2 V's at the moment, and we are going to keep reducing on every row until we've reduced 4 V's on every side, on each side. So I'm going to skip this V right here and go into the second one and make my first V there. So skip 1 V, and then to the second one, make a double crochet, chain 1, make a double crochet, and now you're just going to work normal V's all the way to the end. Once you're at the end, then we will make our second reduction at the end. So I'll see you here. So I'm coming to the end, and I want to finish this off, so I will skip the last V, and on top of that chain 3 I will make my double crochet. Okay, so this is our second row of reducing. We want to do 4 rows of reduction, right? So you're going to chain 3, then skip that very first V and work a V in your second one. And basically this is going to be it. You're going to do this, reduce at the beginning and at the end until you have 4 reductions. So 1, 2, 3. I'll do 1 more here and then I'll be done. All right, so I came and did 4 reductions. 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and then after that I did not make any reductions on the 5th row. All right, so this row here there were no reductions at all. Okay, and then the next row, you see no reductions. Okay, so then the next row I made a reduction. Okay, so here we made 4 reductions on every row, and then no reduction here, and then a reduction on the next one, no reduction on the next one, a reduction on the next one, and I did this until I had 9 V's left. This is for an extra small. If you're doing an extra small to small, leave about if you have about, let me check for you, this is about 5 inches left. Okay, about 5.5 inches left. And if you're doing a medium large, about 6 inches left, and if you're doing an extra large and an XXL, XXX, then leave about 6.5 inches. And then once you have 6.5 inches, then just continue with no reducing at all until you get your collarbone. Okay, so I only did like 3 rows of no increase before I got to my collarbone and stopped there, and then we'll put the straps from the collarbone to the top of our shoulder. Okay, so this for me is about 12 inches and a half, and then from my collarbone to the top of my shoulder is about 3 inches. So I'll make a chain that goes from the top of twice 3 inches. I'll make 6 inches from my collarbone, you know, to the top of my shoulder, and then from the top of my shoulder to the back. So we'll make 2 of these, identical, very identical. Make 2 panels of these, and I'll meet you once you have 2. So I have 2. This is how they look like. They're identical, and we are going to join them. So here we will add the chain I told you about. So from my collarbone to the top of my shoulder is 3 inches. And yeah, we'll add that at the top, and then we'll join from down here to where we started decreasing, and yeah, the rest will be for the armhole. Right, we'll join here and here. So let's do that. So I already did one side of my top and I joined this side, so I'm going to show you on the other side how I did that because it's very identical. So I'll be joining from the wrong side, so I just identify which side you want to be the wrong side, and then you're going to reattach your yarn from the bottom like this, and we will join using slip stitches. So I'm going to go into every stitch with a slip stitch, so just watch where I place them. So in between here and then at the top of this stitch there, in between the long chains, and then at the top here, and then at the top of the stitch. So I'll just slip stitch all the way to the top, not to the top but to where we start our decreases, and then we'll start to work our single crochets once we get there. So keep doing this, or you can join using a darning needle if you have one. It doesn't matter if you're using a slip stitch, a darning needle, a single crochet, as long as you join your two panels. Really, there's no wrong way to join them. It's just you can sew them together with a needle or just join them till here. So I did all the way to where we had started to decrease, and now I'm going to turn it the right way, inside out, outside inside, whichever way. So I will be working on the right side. Okay, so I'm going to be working single crochets. I will chain one, and for the single crochets we are going to work three single crochets. So it will be 2 single crochets in the space, and then 2 single crochets and 1 single crochet at the top. So 2 single crochets in this space, chain space, and then 1 single crochet at the top of the stitch. 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet in there. So each row has 3 stitches, so that's 2 and then that's 3. Okay, so 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, and then 3. And I'm going to do that until I'm at the top here. So I went all the way to the top, and now, like I said, I measured from my collarbone to the top of my shoulder, and it was 3 inches. So I multiplied by that by 2, and I will chain 6 inches because I'm going from my collarbone all the way to the back. Okay, so I chained 6 inches of chain. So just measure from your collarbone and to the top of your shoulder, and then just multiply that by 2. All right, so mine is 3 inches and I did 6 inches because now I have to come from the top of my shoulder to the other side of the back, right? So this 3 inches and then 3 inches to this side. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'll add another same number of chains, and then we'll join to the other side, the back side. Okay, so I will just go in this stitch right here and then join with a single crochet, and then now continue working like we did on the first side. So it's 1, 2, and then 3 at the top, then 1, 2, and then 3 at the top. So I'm just going to continue doing that until I get to where I started my single crochets, right, at the bottom. like this all the way back here. So I'm coming to the bottom, and then you close it off with a slip stitch, then chain 1 and start all over again. So now you're going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch. So 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get to the part where I have the chains, and then I'll work 1 single crochet in every chain. I'll show you. Meet you here. So I'm up here at the chains, and I'm going to work 1 single crochet in every chain like this, and yeah, and once I get to the other side, then I start on the single crochets in every stitch again. So you'll do that and then come all the way down here, close it off, chain 1, start again. I did only 3 rows like you see here because I was too lazy, but you can do a few more rows to make it thicker. So once you have both sides done, we are now going to do a row of single crochets here at this inside part, okay, around this part. So same thing, we are just going to start from anywhere, reattach your yarn. So, and basically I'm going to work single crochets in every stitch. So 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. Okay, even in the chains you will work a single crochet. So every stitch you're going to make 1 single crochet, and you're going to go around. Like I said, you could make your straps bigger. Mine are thin because I was just too lazy to add more single crochet rows, but yeah. So you're just going to single crochet in every stitch all around. And I think this is the last part of our top, so go all around here, single crochet all the way to this side and back here, close it off, and that's it. So I'm done with my top, and this is how it looks like. I haven't tried it on. Yeah, but I'm going to now. So it fits well, I like it. So please tag me in your recreations. It's accrochets on all platforms. Share this video, leave a like, a comment, and if you like to make the skirt, I'll be uploading a tutorial next week, so watch out for that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.